understand you properly.
Oh, my name is Mandy Hopper.
Mandy Harper, that's a good name. It sounds a little bit, is it like a white name? So, like,
Yes, it's a very white
it's a very white name.
name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I used to have a friend. You said Hopper?
Hopper.
Hopper.
Yes.
Her name used to be Hopper, but
Oh.
she was Italian.
Okay.
So that's why I was like confused. Like, is it really white or?
Well, it's my husband's name, actually.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
So my maiden name is Hunt, Hunt.
Hunt.
Yes.
Hunt, Hunt's a pretty good name. It's a pretty nice name. I love it
Yes.
so much.
Also a white name, yeah.
White name?
Yes.
I love white names. I love white people. Like actually, like all my life I've been around white people, so I love them so much. It's just like we are all human beings. We have different characters and everything.
Sure.
So I don't think people do anything wrong in life because of color or anything. It's just someone's character to do something wrong or something good.
Right. I agree.
So coming back to Logansport, how long have you been in Logansport? How long have you lived in Logansport?
I've lived here 40 years.
40 years?
I moved here when I was 5. So I'm 45. I've lived here 40 years. A long time.
That's pretty nice. That's a good time.
A long time.
Yeah. You have enjoyed Logansport for a very good time, for very long.
Yeah.
So how was Logansport when you're growing up? Because I know I first knew Logansport about 6 years ago. There were not many black people. I used to go to the bar. I was almost the only black person around the bar. So it used to be a little bit like, wow, it's a white town,
Yeah.
So how was it when you're growing up?
About the same. There wasn't a lot of diversity, when I was young. So I started school here, and this is where I've always went to school. So, maybe, here and there might be, a black person or something like that came to school, but very few.
Very few of them.
Like you're describing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's how it was, but
that's not bad. I mean, like recently, I know you've been seeing a lot of comments on Facebook because of the coming of Haitians, Haitian people, and I'm a good friend to most of them.
Yes.
Maybe because I can't say because of color, maybe it's not necessarily that, but I'm a friend to everyone,
Sure.
So with the comments you've been seeing in Logansport, so because I can say 45, you're still young, but being that you've lived in Logansport 40 years, I can say, hey, you're a senior citizen of Logansport,
Yes.
because of the years you've lived in Logansport. So how does the comments treat you that they're putting against Haitians, and what kind of comments have you had personally that have made you feel like this is right, this is not right?
I have seen a variety of comments, a lot of very concerning comments. I voiced to some of my friends, just that I see something, I read it. I think you can see in the content where it's concerning. And I mean, mostly we live in a world where everybody has some sort of social media on them all the time.
True, yeah.
So, when they say, a Haitian person approached my car, or they came up on my porch and took something, or they did this, and it's like, you think in your head, I've lived in this community forever. Why didn't you report it to the police? Or why didn't you take a picture of them? Why didn't you get a hold of the store and see if they have them on the security camera doing this? But nobody says anything like that. And it's concerning because you see the shares on it are like 350 shares. And
That
in
is
a
true.
town of this size, that's a lot of times for something to be shared so negative. And
I
it creates an environment for people like Haitians that could create, you know,
change.
yes, some for them for people to create hostility towards them or make them think something that could be untrue. Maybe it's true. I don't know. I wasn't there. You weren't there. I don't want to judge. But at the same time, if you're spreading something 350 times that you don't know if it's true, you've just created an environment that is a threat for someone that you don't know if it was true.
I agree with you. Do you also agree that if, like you said, they are creating these comments here and there, which are not true? So, would you agree with me that most of these comments are just made up? It's not true.
A lot of times I feel that way, yes. Like I said, I mean, you just have to base your opinion because you weren't there on the facts that you see on the post itself. I mean, I I seen a couple, where a vehicle's driving through the park and it's watching children and it's shared and then someone else shares it and I'm like, actually just did comment on it one time, and I said, okay, so you've seen the same vehicle. No one took a picture of the license plate. We all have these cell phones and we take pictures of our dogs, we take pictures of our kids, we take pictures of our friends, but no one took a picture of the license plate so that they could report someone who might be threatening their children.
That is true. That's I also sometimes wonder about something like that because you're putting all this negativity against Haitian people,
Mm-hmm.
but then you can't even take a picture of a license plate to prove. That's what I said last time. Like, hey, you bring the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
You say somebody has done something, provide proof.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say a lot of allegation, a lot of, I'm not saying that Haitians people don't do wrong. There's
Yeah.
some people who maybe do criminality,
Mm-hmm.
but that should be proof. And
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you about my story. Like, I've been to Walmart. You can hear me. I have a little bit thick accent. So when somebody sees me with my color, they think I'm Haitian, until I
Mm-hmm.
speak up, until I explain myself. Hey, I'm not Haitian. I'm from here, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the way they respond to you. Haitians are people that don't speak English. They're
Mm-hmm.
trying to learn. They're willing to learn. But then they even don't know how to say sorry when they hit you with a cut in Walmart. But you should know, you should understand that, hey, it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to learn.
Yes.
Everybody, even a white person, can hit you with a cut in Walmart. I found a few that hit me with a Walmart with a cut. They'll say sorry or not sorry. That's fine. Sometimes it depends kind of person. And recently I bumped into a woman also myself in Walmart when I was trying to move around, and I bumped into her. I was like, oh, sorry. But I could see the anger and rage on her eyes. So I realized she's just, because of many negative words going around, I realized that she's just already biased. No matter if I say sorry or if I say excuse me, she's already has got that mindset that I say, oh, they're doing this, they're hitting people without saying sorry. So she didn't even give me time to speak or to say, hey, sorry.
Yes.
But by the time I said sorry, but I could see the anger and rage onto her eyes, I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Whatever, I've said
Yeah.
sorry. So if you have
Well, there was
anger,
nothing else you could say that
that's
was
the
going to make a
problem.
difference.
Yeah. So
It's
crazy.
and I, like I said, I keep waiting for the time when I'm going to have the negative experience. I hope that I don't. I read about everyone else's, but I've worked at a local store downtown for almost a year now.
Almost there.
So for 13 years, I've worked from home. And so working out in public is new for me. So for the last year, like working around people has been a little bit different. And so adding in, the new culture with, the Haitian people coming in and stuff was also new for me.
Was new for you.
So communication is hard, but I use Google Translate the best that I can. A lot of times I will say that they come in, they know that I'm not going to be able to communicate with them. They brought me pictures of things that they want, like,
they show you like, hey, please.
And the point that I want to make and what I've seen, like, people say, especially like even some women have said, they follow me around the store, they video me, they walk up to my car like they're going to get in, or just all of these things where, someone like me should be afraid to go around them, really, if I just believe what I read.
That is true.
But at the store that I work at, I actually have to go in the parking lot with them out to their car. So they'll say, well, come outside and I'll show you. I'll show you what I want. Yeah. Well, that's the only way they can communicate it with me. So I actually go alone, like out to their car.
With all this negativity that you have.
With all the negativity that's around, and I've safely made it back inside.
And you've never seen any?
Every single time I've made it back inside, and no one has done anything to me, said anything that's made me feel uncomfortable, or even attempted to touch me or push me in the car or do anything like that. And I laugh not because it's funny, but just because sometimes I feel like when I go out there, they're apprehensive of me. And I feel like if I were to turn around and say, boo, like, they might take off running.
That is true. I mean,
they're maybe a little afraid of me. And so I don't understand what some of them are saying, because it has not been my experience. And like I said, I'm walking alone into a parking lot, mostly with men, to their car,
like
alone.
Haitian men?
Mm-hmm. And I make it safely back into the store every single time.
Every single time. So how long have you been in contact with Haitian men, like for the full year that you've worked there?
Yeah.
And you haven't got any problem?
No. 2 times inside the store, there's been a couple incidents where there was a bullyish incident, and just like one other where there was a miscommunication and he really just laughed in my face.
Oh.
Okay, but those incidents are also incidents where I have bad American customers. I also have bad Hispanic customers. I'm going to have bad Haitian customers.
That's true.
You're going to have bad customers no matter what ethnicity someone is. I mean, I would expect that. I don't expect every single Haitian person to be
100% good.
100.
Yeah.
They all have to be good because they're not from here. But since you're from here, you're okay, And I think a lot of times that's what people expect, But for the most part, I feel like they come in, and when I actually can help them and get them what they need, they're very thankful.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. They're very thankful people, and most of them actually get scared. Because like I talked to a few of them, they'd be like, oh, we're scared. If we do this, they're going to deport us. They're going to do this, So some of them, a few of them understand English.
Mm-hmm.
Not very good, but they can hear, they can see the negative posts people post here and there,
Mm-hmm.
But they can't speak because they're just scared. Like, hey, what can we do?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I appreciate like people like you that have had experience with them, that have been with them, around them for a whole year. You come out, you see the truth, you say like, hey, this is my experience. It's the same way, like it's the same way I would love if somebody has had like a bad experience with them to come here where I can give him a platform, we communicate, he brings it out, or they bring it out like, hey, this is what I experienced with them, or this is how what happened. You show proof, you know. But when people talk a lot of words, you know, I've met some people individually who comment such posts, and I'd be like, what's the matter? Because you know we have freedom of speech. You know, the Constitution gives you a freedom of speech, but then when you attack a certain group of people, like you concentrate you put your effort on a group of people, then that's what I call discrimination as an individual, you know, because we have many cultures in Logansport. There are people from Venezuela, there are people from Mexico, there are people from Italy, you know. Logansport has a few people from different communities, you know.
Oh, I know.
But I think because there hasn't been a lot of like color black people in Logansport for a while. Like you said, we used to be few, like one, two, you know. But now it's just a lot, and a lot of them that do not understand the road system that they're trying to learn, you know. And if you realize how they came here, most of them is by TPS, something like that, you know. They didn't prepare to come.
Right.
Something happened in the country, a war, they ran away. They left their kids behind, they left their mothers behind, their fathers, you know, their uncles, their friends, you know, those who managed to escape through and made it came. They didn't get time to learn anything.
Right.
Which partly you might blame them, but again, you may not blame them because it's not by choice.
Right.
You know, they're trying to survive like any other American out there, like especially those spreading hateful speeches, like if it was you in their position, like, you know, they say empathy is an act of reasoning. You know, before you judge somebody, you gotta put yourself into their shoe. Right. You'll be like, what if it was me? What if it was me with my kids? What would I do if trouble came? You're gonna carry your kids, you're gonna try to take your mothers, daughters, you wanna survive. That's what they did. And now, because of the too much hate that people, I don't wanna say, like, psychologically people have problems. But because of the hate and anger they carry, they end up putting their problems to other people. They think that the ones causing those problems to them. Because it's not Haitians that have caused any problem to anybody. They haven't caused any trouble to anyone, you know. But because you feel you have that hate in you, you think that it's Haitians making you maybe not earn money, not do this. No. Even if they leave, if you wasn't doing something or able to do anything, you will not still be able to do it. What you're doing now, even if they leave, you still do it. What you can't do, you still not do it. That's what people don't know, you know. But okay, if they leave, then let's say Logansport is back, white as normal, you know. I have many white friends, you know. I'm not saying it in a way of discrimination. You're my friend, myself, you know, you're here. So, and I'd be like, nothing is gonna change on towards the life of the hateful person out there. You know, if they still had that hate, they will have it anywhere they go. You know, so it's a matter of understanding and coming out and be like, I'm judging this person. Don't call somebody evil or somebody a bad person. Oh, because Mandy is my friend, she said that person is a bad person, so it's a bad person. No. Sometimes it's good we use our brains, we use our own thinking. You know, and you'd be like, okay, however that person is saying the other person is bad, let me have my own experience with them. Are they bad? Why are they calling them bad? But because of influence, you're already biased. They told you that, oh, people run into people with cats at Walmart. Even if it's you that has run into them, you're still gonna blame them because it's already set in your mind
Right.
that, oh, that's what they do.
Yes.
So
that's what
it's really hard.
I did, start watching things a little more after I watched like a city council meeting here where they brought a parade of hate into the city council meeting. And actually, really, I don't pay a lot of attention to other people at Walmart when I'm at Walmart because I just go in to make my transaction
and leave.
And I assume other people are there to make theirs and then I leave, Sometimes not sometimes, but almost every time I'm there. When you live in this small of a town for 40 years, you run into people you know.
That is true.
So I will stop and talk to people I know, things like that. But I specifically went on my lunch after that because they made such a big deal about Walmart. And I thought, I've been going to this Walmart for a really long time, and this has not been my experience.
That is true.
And so I went there on my lunch, and I turned on my video, and I walked in through the parking lot to see if anything was going on. And I went in the store to see if all of this was happening because, people were leaving their bags behind because someone, and they couldn't go down the aisle because they stopped them at this end and stopped them at this end. And I'm like, all of this is happening because I've been here so many times and I've left with all my stuff and I've been able to go down all the aisles. And I just this hasn't been my experience. So, they said, oh, we have to go really early in the morning or really late at night. And I thought, I never go to Walmart really late at night. Even before Haitians lived here, I never went to Walmart really late at night. So why would you start going really late at night now? So I found that really puzzling that they would say that. So I did do a live video from Walmart on my lunch hour one day. Mm-hmm. There were almost no Haitians there at all. I was able to go in, get my stuff, put it in the thing. And when I did see some, they didn't look at me. They were there to make their transaction. I was not part of that transaction. So they ignored me.
And they mind their business because they even don't speak the language.
It's fine that they did. I'm not part of their transaction. I'm not there to help them with their need. They would have no reason to just come out of their way over to me and greet me or be any part of the reason why I was there. And even if I were in the lobby, if they said hello, fine. If they didn't, that's fine. That's just part of America. Sometimes people do say hello and sometimes they don't.
They don't,
And I've always assumed that if someone, Haitian, even someone who's not white, if they don't say hi to me, maybe they don't know my language. Maybe something about me isn't inviting, you don't know. It's just one of those things where, you just have to accept it for what it is. But that has been my take on when they say, oh, they're all just so rude. And I'm like, rude or misunderstood?
That is true.
Because what do you want them to say to you? Like when you're in the store and they're coming down an aisle and you're coming down an aisle, and what do you want them to say?
That is true.
Yeah. What do you expect? What's your expectation? That's my question. What is your expectation of them? What's your expectation of me if I were in the same aisle?
Yeah.
Do you expect me to say anything to you? Should we have a conversation? Do we always have a conversation? No. So true. Why do you expect to have this, whatever you're expecting from them, if they cut in front of you, I assume it's because they don't know that the culture here is that you do not do that.
That is true.
And you mentioned earlier about the driving.
Yeah.
I will say that where I work part-time, so we have delivery vehicles. Mm-hmm. And so I was leaving one day through the parking lot, and I'm always careful in the delivery vehicle. So a Haitian man was backing out as I was already behind
Oh,
him. He started
behind.
backing out. And so there was no hit the gas and go really fast to get out of the way or put it in reverse because he was going to hit me either way.
Oh,
So the horn was the only thing I could do because here, if you hit a horn, what do? You hit the brakes like
that is true. Like what's going on?
yes, okay. So I hit the horn. It did not faze him. Okay.
Did he stop?
He hit me.
He hit you?
Yes.
Ah,
So
yeah.
it is so frustrating, yes. Okay. So if you've had that experience and you don't have any empathy whatsoever, then anger, rage, things like that, yes, that's what you're going to feel. That day, I was frustrated, because I didn't want to be the only person who had ever wrecked the parts vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Even though it wasn't my fault, now we're down a vehicle and I'm stuck thinking, should I have hit the gas and went faster?
And gas went faster, or
so yes, I have been there's been an inconvenience. Yes. Okay. Driving skills do need to improve. I mean, if we're gonna help in any way, that's one way that we could help. And I do think that help needs to be given. I mean, I think that as a community, if they're going to be here and live here, that the community and the city need to do things to help us all, not specifically just them, but to make it easier on everybody to live in peace and harmony. Because, there, like I said, there are some inconveniences that are making it difficult for people who have been here a long time
that is so true.
to live the same way they've always lived.
That is so true.
So in fairness, you do have to recognize some of those things
yeah,
that make it a little more inconvenient than what it's been previously.
I agree with you on that because I individually I'm in a process of trying to learn Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep learning few words so that I can be able to communicate with them, so that I can be able to tell them like, hey, this is what we do, this is what this is done,
Mm-hmm.
Because I also personally had difficulty at first communicating to them,
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad when I had a lot of negative words put against them.
Mm-hmm.
But then as an individual, I couldn't talk to them myself because I didn't know the language. They didn't speak
Mm-hmm.
English. So communication was a little bit difficult, but I was like, okay, I can try to learn that language.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can also put the blame maybe on the community leaders who speak English, because I've heard, they do have community leaders that speak English, and it's very sad that the community leaders are not doing anything to help them. Like, hey, there's simple stuff that you could show them because they don't know. Like, hey, when you're crossing the road, you gotta do this. When you're driving, you gotta do this. You gotta pay attention to this. They should give them at least starter, beginning advice. But if they don't do it, then they're making it difficult. So sometimes, do I agree with the citizens, the locals, on the challenges? Yeah. But do I think spreading too much hate would be the solution? No.
Yeah.
But it's just understanding, how do we get this together? How do we work together around them? Because in the end of the day, even if they leave, other people will come in. Yeah, there's no.
I also lived here at the time, in the mid 90s, early to mid 90s, when they brought a lot of Hispanic
people.
I was in high school, and it was much the same for them.
Oh, really?
Yes. They had the same driving skills. They had the same obstacles that a lot of the Haitian people have, being accepted into the community and stuff like that. And I hope that someday, like you see how accepted they are now. There's a lot of Hispanic businesses around here. a lot of people either have Hispanic people in their family
That is
now.
true.
They've adopted Hispanic children, or their kids have Hispanic friends that are very much like a part of their family. I mean, you would be hard pressed not to have someone Hispanic who is in your life somehow.
That is true.
And so did it take time? Yeah, it took time. It didn't happen overnight. And it's sad, but at the same time, all change sometimes takes time.
Takes time.
And so, I think that's something that, we all have to maybe just pray about at the same time, is that somehow people can come together. But I really just think, and this is just my take, because at the store, I see a lot of the same people.
Oh, it's almost the same faces.
Yeah, I see new, but then I see a lot of the same. And so, although my communication isn't great, they know me.
They know you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're starting to learn at least a little bit skills.
Well, I feel like we're friends. Even though we can't communicate well, I feel like they're my friend. And you can feel that when they come in, like see it in their face. Maybe a smile, or see it in their eyes when they see me. It's a familiarity, you can sense familiarity from somebody sometimes, but there is one guy who comes in. He does not come in a lot, but his name is Frankie, and I'll just be quite honest with you, I don't actually know if he's Haitian.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, I think I know Frank.
Okay, yeah. And I don't know his last name, and I won't say his last name, even if I did. But he comes in, and he made several purchases, and I helped him every time. And I only work the weekend, and he must work on his car on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I only helped him, and so he comes in, and hadn't seen him for a really long time. Was very concerned.
Oh.
Thought maybe he moved. Well, that's what I was hoping, is that maybe he got a different job somewhere else. Was hoping he didn't have to go back or anything like that, that he was still here. But anyway, he came in, and he got a different car, a nicer car. And I asked him about his other one. He does know a little bit more English. But one time he said to me, discount.
Oh, he needed like a discount.
Yeah, we all want to save money sometimes. We all want to save money sometimes. So he said that to me, and so I took the time to show him how to get a discount.
How to get a discount.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so right then that day I saved him $10, but you would have thought that I saved him $100. Okay, that's
He was
how
that appreciative.
Thankful. Yeah, so thankful. And so this last time when he came in and he had his new car, he also had a woman with him, and I asked him if it was his wife, and he said yes. And so although we can't communicate a lot, because he knows a little English but not a lot, he said to me that she doesn't really know English, but he said her name and then asked her to say hello to me.
Oh.
And so she did. And so when he comes in, if I can't wait on him, he goes like this.
Okay, I'm here.
Yeah, he makes sure that I know that he's there, and he
yeah.
says hello to me.
They're good people. Like most of them are good people.
Yeah.
But I can't say I know there are bad ones in one way or the other, which we haven't, you can't tell until you see what they've done. Mm-hmm. But the majority, I can say they're good people. Mm-hmm. They're kind people. They're just nice, yes. Mm-hmm. Communication, language barrier is difficult, but randomly, like the way you've explained, your experience with them is perfect.
I would just encourage, I think that if each person were to just find one Frankie.
That is true.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It would be a better Logansport.
You don't have to make friends with every single person that you run into, okay? But if you just find one.
And try to learn from that person.
Yeah, or teach them something that to help them be better here, and then they can help you understand how they feel,
That is true.
then that one person can help you understand everybody.
I agree with you.
And you can help that person be a better person in the community.
Yeah, that's very good. I mean,
you don't have to do just one, just make friends with one.
That is true.
Like
I just wish like most people like had the experience like yours, but they're not giving it time to know. But I think they're just following like peer influence because somebody spoke and that person that spoke is my friend. I know they don't like these Haitians, so I don't like them. You need to make a decision or a judgment basing on your own personal experience, But the way you explain your experience is just so amazing that proves that they're really nice people, they're really great people, especially the majority, I'm not saying all of them, which I believe if everybody gave it a time to find the Frankie, like you said, and they try to teach them, to learn from them, it would mean a lot. It would make a lot of change, but that's not, we don't have that here. We have a majority of people.
I think part of it too, and I mean, I hate to even, but some of it is the political atmosphere that we live in.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so divided, and they've made this part of that. It's divided,
Yeah.
So they're not going to follow what's in their heart or what their mind or their heart tells them to do. They're going to follow what
the political division has put through, yeah. But I think we should advocate for love, peace, and let's not be so hateful and blaming people for no reason,
Yeah.
Let's learn how to love. Let's learn to be honest and judge people basing on reality, Let's not judge people basing on hate. Let's not judge people basing on, oh, my friends say they do this, so I believe they're wrong people, even when they haven't done nothing wrong to you. So I would personally encourage people of Logansport, like, if you have proof that there's an Haitian has done wrong to you, it doesn't have to be necessarily Haitian. You don't have to target a group of people, or any other person, report it, with proof, We have the Logansport police. It's a good department. I love them people. They are good. They do a great job, but it's good for the people to bring their attention to them if something is wrong instead of criticizing false allegations,
Yes.
Yeah. So what encouragement or advice would you love to look into the camera and tell the people of Logansport? So what would you wish for them to do or to treat the situation the way it is?
I mean, like I said, I just think that if we could all just find, one person, since we seem to run into so many, even if it's at Walmart, or someplace where you go, church, work, wherever you run into them, just find one where you can make a friend out of them, to try to understand who they are, and teach them something that and let them teach you something about them. I mean, is it going to hurt anything? No. I mean, at the end of the day, you learn something from them, they learn something from you.
It's true. And I would actually want to thank the women and men they work as volunteers for the Cass County in their tutors. They teach people English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I actually told the lady, I talked to one lady, and I wanted to volunteer so I can help.
Oh, okay.
I speak British English, so
Okay.
but it can be understandable. So yeah, she said I could bring a few Haitian people. She meet them, they help them like learn English,
Oh,
So
wonderful.
if we meet, if we get more people like that who, teach them people, and see where it goes,
Mm-hmm.
you know, time is the master of everything. Like with time, if they're bad people, we will know,
Mm-hmm.
but with time, if they're not bad people,
Mm-hmm.
the people who have spoken bad about them, uh, we cannot judge you, we cannot blame you because God knows,
Mm-hmm.
God is the top judge. So I know they always say, karma is a bitch,
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not being honest on what you're saying, especially when you're spreading your hate, time will tell, time will bring up the truth, and it will be a shame for you if you've spread a lot of hate. I know most people these days, they don't have shame, they don't
Mm-hmm.
feel shame. People are very strong. They don't get
Yeah.
ashamed anymore,
Yeah.
They just be like, okay, we spoke all this nonsense, and the truth has come out. They're not bad people. Okay, let's move on and wait for other group of people to come and we hate on them, But
Yeah.
I wish people could have empathy, or um, uh, how do we call it? Like that regret after
Mm-hmm.
after you speak something that is not true on a certain group of people, you
Mm-hmm.
know, then you should regret. Sometimes you should be like, if that hate was put against my innocent family, if it was put against my innocent daughters, fathers, sisters,
Mm-hmm.
how would you feel? It's the same thing you're doing to
Mm-hmm.
these people.
Yes.
They're gonna learn English. They're gonna realize what was taking place.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do want to say too that I mean Logansport has always been a great community to live in.
it's a great community.
I wouldn't have lived here for 40 years if it wasn't. And I mean, they've always been great with local stuff. We've always got a lot of hometown stuff. I mean, parks and just, it's just always been a hometown sort of place. And just to see the things that I've seen as far as, you know, the hatred
Hatred, yeah,
and division and things like that. I'd just like to see people just at least try to make the best out of the situation that we have right now and
that
just
is
see what happens.
that is so true. Like I agree with you. Personally, Logansport has been a great town for me.
Mm-hmm.
Individually, I've known Logansport for almost 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a great town. Logansport itself has a lot of great people, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
wonderful people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like these few people that spread hatred. Uh, negativity sometimes spreads so quickly.
Yeah.
So because it's false allegation and it catches attention of people, so people are like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like uh, people have you've heard about people saying people eat dogs, eat cats, but nobody's pet has
Yes.
been eaten.
I know.
So
It's disheartening. I do. I told you at the beginning that I don't have kids, but I do have dogs,
yeah,
and I'm not in fear for them. They go
yeah,
out in the backyard
yeah,
all day
understand.
long. They're fine, and I'm not afraid of that at all.
That is
And
true.
I just can't even believe that anybody, just like in good conscience, could repeat that and feel good about it.
That is
And
true. Yeah,
so it just makes me sad for anyone who would say it, believe it, and repeat it.
that is true. I agree with you so much. Like I wish we get more people that think like you,
Mm,
people that are able to come out and speak out,
mm,
what's taking place, because this is what we need, because a lot of negativity has come out with no proof. So
mm-hmm.
if we get people like you, more people like you that will come out and say, hey, this is my experience, with this group of people, it makes more sense. It teaches other people like, hey, don't be judgmental, don't
Yeah.
charge anything without proof.
Mm.
We need proof. See
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, however much anybody that is watching at the moment, I know it's almost your time to go. I appreciate that you came here
Mm-hmm.
and agreed to give us the side of your story, your experience with them.
Yeah.
Your time means a lot for me and the Haitian community itself, because
Sure.
that's the one you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
However, you phoned me here with my friend earlier, Matthew. I'm gonna let him come sit here for a minute. So he said you can be there for now.
Okay.
Yeah, so he can say hi to people so they know
Sure.
that we have an Haitian here with us.
Mhm.
Probably he could speak in Haitian. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, but individually, I do appreciate so much for
Mhm.
you coming.
No problem.
It means a lot, and I
Yes.
appreciate you. I can, whenever you ever feel like you want to come back and
Sure.
say something, it's always good for me. And
Sure.
yeah, I'm let Matthew come here and
Okay.
sit here, and he tells the people he is learning English. I think you can greet him in English and see if he can say a few words, and
Okay.
he says hello to the people, maybe in Haitian, and we see, Matthew, come sit here.
Welcome to Logansport.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Hey,
And
I,
how long have you been here now?
I speak a little English. I don't speak very well.
That's
I
okay.
want to learn English.
Mm-hmm.
Only.
Yes.
Thank you.
But 3 months, is that what you said earlier? Three
Yes,
months?
3 months.
3 months.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me, and I hope that more people can join us and welcome Matthew and help
Thank you.
him
Thank you
be
so
part of
much.
our community.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.